So today I'm gonna try cutting into probably one of the biggest logs I've ever put on my sawmill. This is a huge, well, depending on who you ask, a pretty big beech tree log. I've cut up another chunk of this log before and it turned out pretty cool. So that's today's project. I'm gonna dig it out of this pile and then load it up. So it was a little bit much for the tractor, but I got it up there. I do have a forklift that would have lifted this no problem, but it's been sitting, the tire's flat, battery's probably dead, you know how that goes. So this log's a little over 8 foot long. On this end, it's about 24, and this end is like 26. The way it's sitting, it's a little longer that way, that knot. So I can, in between my blade guides, I can get a 35-inch log. So I could get a little bit bigger, but it's tricky to estimate because some of them have a little curve and you have to be really close. And I put a log on here that I think would fit, and then I get in the middle of it and I'm hitting the guide. So this is a pretty big log for my sawmill. So I'm just gonna come up, make my first cut, and see what it looks like. So I think these are gonna look pretty neat. Not in the sunlight, but it still looks pretty good. There's some spalting in there. This log was sitting for a while. Cool, so I'm gonna cut a handful more and then I'll get them in the sun, see what they look like. Normally, when I'm doing live edge slabs, I'll make that top cut, then I'll roll it over so I have a nice flat base to work off of so it's not all wobbly. But since this one's so awkward, I think I'm gonna try leaving it how it is. I got it wedged up, so hopefully it doesn't move. So here are the first 3 slabs. They look pretty nice. The outside's getting kind of punky. It was sitting around for a while, so I don't know how much is going to be usable when it dries. But they're mostly solid. They got kind of a cherry look to them, the beech, but I like it a little bit more than cherry. And then this is getting towards the heart, so it's probably going to be a big gnarly crack in the middle. It's probably not going to dry the best, but I'm going to cut the rest of it up. So I got the rest of those cut and stacked. The rest weren't too terribly different from the first 3, other than towards the bottom here I found some more knots. So there's some neat grain in there. And then I was gonna cut like 1 more out of this, but there's like a pretty big soft spot underneath there, so it might just be a waste of a cut. It was probably rotten below this knot. So that's going to firewood. Other than that, I'm gonna find a place to stack this and then let it dry.